Version control system. Guys, here we will discuss about version control system, why it is necessary, and which version control system you should prefer to use. So this is the outline of our talk. We will first introduce version control system to you, its importance, why it should be used, in which scenarios. Then we will go for the specific version control system among all, which is Git. Then we will learn more about centralizing and beginning of the version control system. Let's talk about version control system first. What it is. What do you mean by version control system? So version control system is all about managing multiple versions of same documents, programs, website, files, etc. You can track any changes of any documents or any of your files using version control system. You can check every difference at any stage. For a beginner, you think that it's easy to maintain some files and difference. You will know. Agree, you might know. But as soon as the file gets larger, file gets bigger, or you have multiple copies of the same file, or you have so many files, then it is very hard to manage on your own. So that's where version control comes in. So that's as I explained, why version control. There are two basic scenarios where version control can help. One is the personal use and one is the team use. So when you are working on your own, on yourself, you can think that this is some changes I don't want, or some changes you need to look back. So just like a time travel, you can go back to earlier version of the same file and you can retrieve the content. You can check what was there and what is in your current file. You can check the difference very easily. We will see it in later stage how it looks. Next step is working with others. When you're working on team, there is a possibility that some of us might encounter that two or more people working on the same file. In this scenario, what happens if someone changes, then the last person who is updating the file will have their changes, but you might not have it. So that's where version control comes in. You need to merge both the changes in final copy. So before you proceed to Git, you might want to know that what are the other version control system. So there are some other version control system, possibly are CVS and Subversion. So this also called as SVN. It's a very popular version. So if you say SVN, that work a bit different. Like say it has a server repository and a client. So when a client wants to work on server repository, which is this is the complete central repository of the project or file or code, whatever. And these are the clients, one or more. And client will only have working copy, local working copy on which client is working, not the whole project, only a working copy. And the drawback is client had to continuously sync with the server for the changes. So that's a drawback, which is overcome in Git, which is a distributed version control system. In this case, what happens that each and every versions are stored in all the server computer and the local computer. Server computer is this server which is kept a final version of each copy of the individuals. Say this is computer A and B have versions of the same file or database, and they are changing the versions, and the final copy, if you see in the server, is version 3, then client also has the same copy. They are syncing remotely, they are syncing individually, so the database, so the whole project is same across all the devices. So that's another advantage of distributed version control system, is that you don't need to worry about what happens if server crashes. If you see in SVN server, it's a centralized server. If anyhow or sometimes let's say server crashes, then it might possible that sometimes if you don't recover your repository, you lost many progress. But not in this case. There are very rare chance of possibility that every computer crashes at the same time. So let's dig into deeper. So what is the Git? These are some terminology, which is a working directory where you have the project directory, say all the files content which are you need to add, which you need to keep track of, is in the working directory. So you need to add that file to the staging area, which is just like a stack, and then when you commit it, you will add that file into your local repository and save the changes with the message. And if you want to sync to the remote repository, you have another commands of git push, which will push your changes, means your changes will be stored to the remote server, and git pull to fetch the changes from remote server to your local repository. These are some other terminology we will discuss in the later stage. So this is the icon of Git, this is the icon of GitHub. Now these both are not the same. Some of think that these are the same, but they are not. Git is the version control system used by many other platforms, but GitHub is one of the platform who is using Git version control system. See, these are the some of the well known famous repositories, famous hosting services which allows you to host your repository for free or paid according to plan basis. And using any of these, you can centralize your repository to their server. Let's begin something. So up till now we have discussed what is Git. Now we will learn how to use it. So first of all, you need to initialize the directory where you want to use Git with this command git init. You can check if remote server exists or not using git remote -v. You can add the remote origin with this command remote origin. You can clone the existing project or repository of your own or any other. You can pull the changes from particular origin. You can check out to older branch using this checkout, and push to commit your changes to server.